wrong with its face?
The Pokemon Sitting Cuties line of plushes is by far my favorite, just because it actually has all of the Pokemon, and even all of their forms, all 28 unknown. Known as Pokemon Fit in Japan, this line of stuffed fabric they fit, and they gosh dang expensive! I had to import several of them from Japan, hence the Japanese tags on some of them. They just sold out so quick over here! But thankfully, we got enough to cover their cost thanks to today's sponsor, an incredibly obscure game you've probably never heard of. It's Raid Shadow Legends. Demon Lords, Ice Golems, dungeons, and towers galore! Destroy them all with a party made up of a wide variety of over 500 powerful heroes, maybe even a dog. It's a Poochie Woochie, Spicy Pupper. There are hundreds of artifacts to equip and customize your team with to strategize for battles against monsters in the story-driven campaign or against other players in the PvP arena. The Raid player community loves it so much that they've already put in 12.5 billion hours. Yeah, a collective 1.5 million years of this game have been played, or about 14 million hours per Pokemon, if that helps put it into scale at all. I mean, gosh dang! Now, I think my favorite part of the game is its style. It is definitely one of the most graphically impressive mobile games out there, and actually, you can play it on PC too if that's your thing. And now is a great time to start because they've got some big events happening this summer. New champions, fusion events to get a new legendary champion, who looks way cool by the way. So if you want a head start, you can scan this QR code or go to the link at the top of the description. New players will get Chinaru, an epic hero who's great in the Doom Tower, as well as 200k silver, an XP boost, an energy fill, and an ancient shard to summon your own awesome champion, which you'll find in the inbox as soon as you get in-game. So once again, big thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for the support. In a way, they essentially bought all of these for us, so now let's review them. Yeah, every Johto Sitting Cutie reviewed. So first up, Chikorita. I mean, it's a lima bean, what do you want from me? Though I do like how fluffy its leaf is, and you can put it forwards to make it an emo pear. Bayleaf, same principle. However, its leaf is a bit more rigid. And boy, do I hate its dumb neck leaves. They just stick out so much it pokes your eye out. Meganium, it's pretty good actually. Proportionally, I much prefer this Meganium to the real thing. The antennae are fun to boing, and the neck petals are very well made. I like that some even have folds, like real petals. Oh, and it sits really good for a quadruped. A+ design here. Oh, thank goodness they didn't ruin the Cyndaquil line. I mean, it has its fire. I'm so glad. Imagine their plush form here not having the fire. It'd be pathetic, a sad, no good, unintelligent design flaw to not give them their fire as the default game freak. Plus, the fire here is nice and soft. Cyndaquil is a very cute, very good sitting cutie. Quilava is also good, though it's got a really big booty. Is its butt really that big? Like, it's so big that it only has back feet, no legs. I guess that's kind of how it's supposed to be, but it just looks so weird here. Huh. Oh, and the fire mohawk looks a bit more like a fire pompadour here. Typhlosion also got the booty. The face is probably the funniest thing I've seen in a while. At least mine is. It's really crooked. Even the color of the flames is slanting downwards a bit. Maybe it had a stroke. Totodile, the boy, the lad, the lil Chomsky. A+. They got the teeth to actually go up. Plus, if you close his mouth, they stay up, and they look like real croc teethies. Oh, and yeah, it sits, and it's cute. 10 out of 10. Croconaw, though, I have some concerns. First, the triangle shape on its belly is indented and looks like a, well, let's just imagine what I could say. And the spot on the right of it is a totally different style than the other two spots. Instead of being embroideries, it's just a felt shape glued on. Like, come on, you really did all this work, so just do a smidge more. Redeeming qualities, his head is extra stuffed, so it's extra firm, like a proper blockhead. Furreligator, it's got some weird lumpies on its back. The hands are oddly flat too, and there's sharp bits on its arms. However, if you look at him face on, well, he's friend-shaped. Just look at that dopey smile he's got. I love him. Hoothoot is cursed. I mean, it's the second foot. That's illegal. Wait, are they hands? Because of the clock motif, so it'd be like the hands on a clock. Now, I know it has 2 feet, but you almost never see both at once. I guess that's because you never really see it sit, huh? Noctowl. Now, those are some bird feet. I wish his wings weren't stitched together in the back, though. I want to see its full owlish glory. And the eyebrows remind me of Wario. I wonder why. Sentret. Now, I would have loved if they somehow got Sentret to sit on its tail instead of its butt, because that's what they do. And that's like its whole thing. But I get it, that's hard. But also though, the ears are too floppy. This thing is supposed to be mad alert, not a little ball of relaxation. Furret! This plush is the cheaper and more space-efficient version of the life-size Furret. This Sitting Cutie is the 6-inch Furret. It's oddly firm though, way stiff and curved for her pleasure, and the beans are in the back of the tail. I guess this is how they sit. Ledyba! What can I say? It's a ball-shaped bug-eyed freak. 7 days a week. It reminds me of a window sticky toy where the arms are those gross sticky balls. You remember those? Ledian! Head bigger than its body. I guess that's accurate, but it looks kind of bad here. I actually do not like this plush at all. It's probably the least good one. They did not do it justice, which is ironic because it's supposed to be a Super Sentai hero fighting for justice. Oh, maybe it gave all of its justice away, and that's why it looks like this. Spinarak is so cute! Though I wouldn't consider this sitting, but I will not take away any points because it's so cute! Also, the legs are super fun to just... and the little face on its butt! It's all very clearly cute. Ariados is extra thick, and the eyes seem a bit too big and bulgy-wulgy. And really, how does a spider even evolve to have less legs? I don't get it. Crobat, surprisingly, sits really well. It must be the second set of wings that stabilize it. It also has friends, so a much better support network now too. Chinchou, who is sitting on my shelf next to my desk, is a real cutie. I love the little antenna tubules. And the cute little smile and its eyes. Only weird thing is the light orbs are sewn on pretty aggressively, so there's no chance of freeballing them at all. Overall though, I rate this 39,000 leagues out of 40. Lantern. Boy, I hate this. However, the Sitting Cutie is, acceptable. The dangle is boingy enough, which is a really weird sentence to take out of context. It does at least sit, in quotes, because it's a fish, and can fish sit? Real talk time. No, they can't, but this sits better than most of the other fish plushes. Pichu's head is so big it might not sit upright, at least not very easily, but it's okay because it's a Babymon. Babies can't really sit either, so I guess I'm totally okay with these proportions. Also, they should have also done a spiky ear Pichu for a more adorable plush. I mean, that's a form variant, right? Cleffa, a very cute Pokemon. So cute, and she sits really well. All of these ball Pokemon are really front-heavy with their parts, so they have tons of beans in them, which gives Cleffa a great weight feel compared to the other ones. Igglytuff Buff, or whatever its name is in the same camp as Cleffa. Bean booty, but overall good size, and easily put places. Smoochums? Ew! Yeah, why would you want a plush of this? You could have skipped this one and no one would have minded. You could still claim all of the Pokemon because, like, is this really a Pokemon in anyone's mind? I guess she sits, but she's not cute. Which, come to think of it, may be why in Japan this line is called Pokemon Fit. Because yeah, they are all small and can fit anywhere. Like the trash. Togepi! Well, it's an egg. I always thought the top would be spiky, not soft, and I'm right, because the head is nice and pokey. I think mine's head is overstuffed though because the dome at the top is way too tall. Togetic, or Togetic. Well, its head is very flimsy, which may be a bad thing if you want it to stay upright, but good if you love to shake your plushies because his head just goes wiggle woggle. The best Pokemon to headbang with? That's a video idea right there. Xatu is perfect. There is no way to improve this beyond getting a second one. It's the best ball-shaped mon in this gen by leaps and bounds. A classic burb friend. Xatu is cool too, I guess. You can see up its skirt, and it's just darkness. And the wings are well printed. Now, are these its eyes? Or is it covering its eyes to hide its face? Mareep is so fluffy, I'm gonna die! I actually think they could have gone even fluffier, actually. They'd better do that for Wooloo in 2026. Flaffy is also so flaffy because the plush material it's made out of, it's extra cottony, very thematic. It sits so well. And Ampharos is the least fluffy of them, but that makes sense because it's also supposed to be the least fluffy of them, but it's still nice and soft and the tail bobble is fun to bobble. Also, it's sitting impeccably. Good job, Ampharos. You are credit to team. Now, Bellossom, I don't really like how far its petal holes protrude. Maybe if the petals were up more. The skirt is nicely made though, but I don't think this counts as sitting. So F, I guess that's kind of mean. F plus Marril. Cute and ball-shaped Sitting Cutie with the best tail mace. This thing is so firm, it feels like a mini fist. But I like that they made the tail long enough so that it can wrap around it and be sort of in front of it when it sits. Marril, though, its tail ball is much smaller than Marril's. Oh, maybe it's because its proportions are different, but they are the same size, roughly. A good flop amount on the ears, though. A proper Easter bunny. Sudowoodo? Where to start? Well, if you spin it quickly, you get one of those wooden noisemakers with the strings and balls. You know those things. Sudowoodo used close combat! Politoed is a really good plush. Not a huge fan of the circles on its cheeks, though. Maybe they could have hidden the stitching in the middle better. The weird round toes are a super nice touch, though, and its hands are well made in plush form. Hoppip. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is pretty cute. I mean, the look of the leaves, though, they are sharp. They feel like a serrated blade, and they seem to get wonky too easily. This is a problem I have with both of mine because I accidentally bought two. Skiploom! Skiploom, the flower is okay. Nice and soft, not really much to say, both about this mon and this plush. It's really lackluster for me, and one of those Pokemon I often forget exists. Jumpluff! Wait, aren't the Ploofs supposed to be white? I'm not crazy, right? Like, at most, I'd say they'd be like cream or like a no-egg custard yellow, but these are like gold. Oh well, they are perfectly cotton fluffed. And really, isn't this just a blooming oddish with a kitty face? It looks more like a cheerleader than a plant. Aipom is cute, I guess, though it's really oddly saturated, in person anyway. And the tail is stitched to the head, so no high fives. Or, I guess, high threes. Look out, it's Sunkern! So they will do printed fabric for this, but not others. Interesting. Well, it's a really, really good plush of a Sunkern, but I just described the problem. It's a Sunkern. I do love to push all the spiky bits in on top to make it sort of like Friar Monk hair. Sunflora doesn't sit very well. It's really top heavy, but the flower petals are well layered and look decent. Good plush, bad mon. Yanma, again, that's not really sitting, is it? You're just sort of being there. The wings are also a little too loose, I think, at least looks-wise. Yanma is really small feeling as well, probably due to the little leggies and tail, so I guess it's a bit more chibi-fied than the rest. Honestly though, other than those, this is a near-perfect plush. It's Wooper! Cute? Check. Sitting? Check. A little top-heavy because the head is massive? Check. And the tag is right on the bottom, so it sits unevenly. Check. Quagsire is a tube. It's a big old potato shape with a dopey face. Overall though, the tail ridge is flat on mine and won't stay up, and I want its hands to be free to wiggle. Espeon is super cute. Sits well. Good tail thickness. Splits just right. And nothing too much to say about it though, because it's so good. I guess my only complaint is that I wish its ear floofs were actually floof instead of just sheets of felt. Umbreon, same overall. Very good. Didn't mess it up. Ears and tail, very tuber shaped, like dark type yams. Murkrow is well made. Love the layering with the tail design. Neck feathers also can funnily go down, so it's the opposite of a popped collar. I also think the red band on the tail could be a bit longer or thicker because right now it gets blocked out by its tail a lot. But seriously, I love this plush. I want a murder of them.
Though judging by that neck, it's already murdered.
Slowking's collar is well made, multicolor fabric, good. The red dot is actually a sphere, and the shelter eyes are a nice touch. Oh, and inside the shell, you can actually feel little ears. Yep, they still made the ears in there. Lovely detail. Though I wish the shoulder teeth were longer so you could see them easier. And mine's stuck in a T-pose, sort of. It probably would be better with its hands in front of itself or something, like the Slowking in the movie. The arms are too full of fluff, probably. Misdreavus doesn't sit in the slightest because its head is massive, but is that really a fair complaint? Because, like, it is a head. Also, it's so flat on the top, it looks like it could be a shelf for other plushes. It reminds me of a baseball glove. Look, Ma, I can do a headstand! With Wobbuffet, I love the little eyes on the tail. I just wish you could make Wobbuffet salute like in the anime, but the arms are sewn in place. Also, it does not bounce back from any hits. It just falls over. So it gets a bad out of good. Now, normally Unknown would go here, but we're going to end with those. So here's just 3 of them spelling Fug in the meantime. Because, like, Fug, there's a lot of Unknown. Yo! Banana Boy! Giraffe-rig. Evil Olive! We panic in a pew! God! A red nugget, a fat egg under a dog. Too hot to hoot. Pineco, or Pineco. looks like it's in a wind turbine, or like a dog whose head is out of a window and its jowls are blowing back into its face. No matter what I do, I can't get it to look right. The petals just go every which way. There's no way to make this look good whatsoever. It is very stimmy to rub though. Forretress isn't a proper ball at all. It's so tall. If they had just squished it, like, significantly, it'd be a perfect representation of it. I mean, it's got great detail everywhere else. Gligar! Gasp, its little tongue is doing a blip. But it doesn't sit well, as in at all. I do like the wings though. They feel really fluffy for some reason. Dunsparce is so thick. How did I not know this? And the little fangs are actually sharp and painful to the touch. Cute. I also enjoy that the back stripes aren't perfectly even either. Gives it a real Dunsparce feel of being sorta okay-ish but not perfect, you know? Steelix, much like Onyx, is pretty good overall. However, again, it's sewn together so you can't stretch it out. And it's got the stupid hexagon and square greebling that makes touching it suck. And its face is really dumb looking head on, but I guess in a good way. With Snubbull, they somehow made the body wrinkly, which is gross, but really cool because that they kept up with the Bulldog inspirations. That's really good, and I hate it, but like in a good way. Its ears are also just kinda empty, so they are super soft feeling, like oddly, uncomfortably soft feeling. But it is proper. It's got all 4 ears. Granbull is funny. Its arms are so out and legs are so stiff. The body is really wide as well, making it look comically fat. Like it's, I can't move my arms levels of chunk. The tusks are at least straight-ish and not sticking out improperly. Overall, I really like this one. It's a grand bull. Scizor is a bit of a struggle to make sit, and it's way too cool to be a sitting cutie. The wings are metallically shiny though, and its hands are neato mesquite. Yeah, it's alright. Qwilfish, oddly, I like this guy. It's fun to touch, very fun spiky bits. The tail is printed on, so it looks good. However, why does it got to have butthole lips? What is up with Japan and making things have these fish lips? Last I checked, fish don't got bodacious lips. Qwilfish looks like it could steal all of the boba out of my drink within seconds. Now in our crosshairs is Heracross, who took us forever to find because it was in our Gen 1 pile because apparently I'm a fake PokeTuber. It took me way too long to find it. However, for the plush itself, I loved the stitched details. And the claws are nicely positioned. They don't look weird and bent out of shape like lots of other claws. Like Sneazel's claws, for instance, they are actually whack. They look like grotesque, fleshy snow tentacles, not sharp claws. And they are bent differently on each hand, almost like they made 2 right hands and put both of them on the same plush. But the ear feather thingy is nice and soft and floppy, like a feather. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Isn't it supposed to be rigid, like sticking up? And not floppy? Well, I like touching it even if it's wrong. Another sentence not to take out of context. Juggle! Its pose is the classic splooting. The thing that dogs do when they lay on their stomachs with their back legs out. You know. Well, Shuckle is part dog. What a good dog. The plush is actually very nicely sized. Good bean ratio as well. However, there's a dumb spot on its neck that's like just randomly not embroidered. Like, what the heck? I also like that the tubes where its arms go out are not directly sewn to the arms, so they actually look like the legs would be retractable. Teddy Ursa! It's a teddy bear. What isn't there to love? 7 out of 7. It wins at being a plush. Its proportions seem a little off though. Here it is next to a proper Teddy Ursa plush. Oh, I love Teddy Ursa. Ursa Ring has dumb biker tassels on its shoulders, and they are scratchy. It's not a snuggleable teddy bear at all. Its round tail is mega cute though, so it for sure deserves a spot among the stars. Slugma. Good. It's good. Fun to hold, good bean weight, nice to hold, because of the diversity of the textures, nice to hold. It's got a wiggly head, fun to just sorta gently maneuver, because it's nice to hold. Magcargo. Those eyes. They look right through you, or actually around you, but I like its tire shell and how embroidered it feels. And the little fire spout, it's perfect. And the dangly, melty mustache, it's so perfectly fun to fwish. Swinub! Now this has got to be the best sitting cutie, period. Full stop. End of sentence. It's actually just the best. And if you don't believe me, look at its little feet! And Piloswine! It still has those little feet, but now if you lip the eye flaps, oh, good lord, it's the funniest thing I've seen in 8 minutes. Unfortunately though, its feet claws are extra pokey, so it sorta hurts to touch. Piloswine, more like take this pill to wine. Corsola got really good felt color. I think they really nailed the saturation on this one. Plus the nice designs on the side add to it, and the little coral bits are well attached. It's extra firm, which is extra perfect because it's supposed to be a rock. Remoraid! It's a fish. So again, it's not sitting. However, it definitely fits in your hand like a pistol. Octillary! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 amazing tentangles! This one's pretty well done. Back of the head is oddly pointy, but that gets a pass. Delibird! Why does it have a butthole in its bag? This is the Pokemon community we're talking about. We gotta not do this. I do like the fuzzy tuft on its chest, though. So, would Mantine sit like this, or like this? Well, who sits like this? It's pretty cute, though, so I guess it gets a 50%, which is a failure in America. Skarmory. There are a lot of things wrong with this Skarmory. The wings are gross felt that all stack perfectly on top of each other. They needed to be significantly more offset. However, at least the wings are sharp and have that felt melt. It makes it terrible to hold, but does make it more realistic to its actual wings, which are super sharp because it's steel. Its face is really lumpy and not smooth and sleek like steel at all, and its collar is really dumb, and I just hate touching this whole thing. It's mainly the felt and the wings. The wings just kind of bleh. They look sad and bad. Houndour! Dumb things. He got dumb things. And the fangs are also dumb. But it kind of makes up for it with a 5-head. Is this Megamind's dog? Houndoom overall is well made. Love the tail and the horns being rigid but not firmly placed. The eyes on the skull, though, are just glued on plasticky fabric. I feel like they'd fall off if I put it anywhere near warmth. The claws are properly smoothed down, though, so they aren't sticking straight up everywhere. But its nose is so small, it's almost a dot. That kind of makes it cuter, though, actually. Kingdra can't sit, but I'll continue for practice. Its nose is really, really weirdly long, and its ears, are too floppy. And its antennae are just not firm enough to stay up, and don't even get me started on its back fin, which is fuzzy on one side, and the other side is just normal felt. Weird choice. You dropped this, King. Phanpy is cute enough. I like its pose, very soft. The noseband it has is a little sharp, and overall, this is one of the widest of the Sitting Cuties. It feels disproportionate to like all of the other ones. And then Donphan is very sharp everywhere. The leg bands look poorly attached too. A good ear flop for an elephant though, and the tail is still very cute. Also, it's a very hefty bean boy, which is fitting because like it's an elephant. So, this plush weighs almost the same as Igglybuff. Porygon2. At least it's well-rounded, but its poor neck is so thin compared to its head size. So easily snapped, but fun to wiggle at least. Smeargle. I used to like Smeargle, but now that I see it in 3D, I'm kinda over it. It's sorta creepy of a pose, like it's a weird French guy who's waiting for you in an alley and is gonna shank you with a paintbrush because you won't sell him pinkest pink. Oh, also, the beret could totally come off. There's a head under there, I can feel it. Stantler! You know what? Its diaper butt isn't really a thing in plush form, so it's not bad. However, the head is still hilariously wide, and the antlers do not stay up very well at all, or keep their shape. A shame, because Stantler is someone's favorite Pokemon, and they would be disappointed by this. Tyrogue is a really generic plush of a weird needless Pokemon. The 3 spikes are fun to touch, I guess. Hitmontop does not spin very well as a top at all. It would have been fun if they added a little hard top bit to the head, or if they made it not oddly flat. Like, I thought Hitmontop was supposed to be more round than this. And why is it sitting on its tail? Elekid! One of my favorites as a kid, myself. Here, though, the terminal prongs are not really rigid enough, so they look like weird rabbit ear things. They have good firmness in and of themselves, but they just droop. Where they attach to the main body is not strong enough, I suppose. But at least, again, we see really good printing on the fabric. Magby has good soft bubbles on its head. They aren't even sewn together, so you can put your fingers between them and it feels really wonky. Miltank! That belly is really yellow. Like almost Elekid yellow. It's supposed to be cream colored, not custard. Has its milk gone spoiled? Is this how cows show jaundice? The back spots are good though.
Blissey. Ah yes, too much greebling with the skirts and the arms and the extremely firm egg in the center. So blissful, cause it's blissey.
Raikou. I always pronounced it Raikou as a kid. Its hair is so big and heavy. It's great, and it's got little bits of armpit hair, and its dumb mustache is floppy as all get out, just like its teeth, which can stand straight forward. Actually, it's a pretty funny looking creature. And its tail is extra sharp and pointy. Fitting, I guess, because it's lightning. Entei also has a floppy mustache, but I enjoy how properly flat its face is. Also, its back silver fin things are so thick. Also, I want his hair to be free-flowing, not pinned to its butt. And everything on him is just barely pinned on. You can fold all the stuff up and it's hilarious, like popped collar Entei. Suicune, same thing with the pinned hair, and the weird aura lines are also pinned onto it. I do enjoy that you can put your finger through the holes on its antlers. Nice detailing, just beware of the beard. It's sharp as crystal, which is almost as sharp as Larvitar's flower-looking tail. Cute face though, it sits real good. And Pupitar has a really sharp face mask, which is just kind of glued on. I kind of want to peel it off. I've always wanted to know what was under the mask. It's a big guy, he'd be fine. Doesn't sit, however. Very painful. 4 out of you. Tyranitar is surprisingly soft and sharp at the same time. The whole upper half is attached at the bottom. The arms are part of its jacket. Imagine having to wake up and put your arms on when you get dressed. Oh, and mine's face is wonked up. The nostrils are uneven, and actually gets bonus points for that. Top comedy right here. I love that the wings are out and up. The tail is really weird and interesting though, like it's a rocket booster effect and it properly hurts to touch. Also, I enjoy its little hair tuft detail, and its wings are also both printed fabric and layered to make the details. Very good overall. The bottom jaw is the only drawback. Oh, and hey look, it's Green Mario, the jet plane fish. It's got really detailed hands. Normally I'd say bad job because they are all stiff and flat, but that's kind of the point of Lugia's hands. Super smooth and stiff. Very thematic. It's perfect for waving. I'd have it wave goodbye to you now, but there's still more to do. Celebi doesn't sit very well, as it's extremely top-heavy, but other than that, it's a generic Celebi plush. The eyes have really large stitching, making it sort of creamy if you look closely. Oh, and its wings are a different material. It's much more polyester-y, so it's plasticky like wings, I guess. It fits real well, though its head is extremely firm. Okay, now it's time for the unknowns. And by the way, none of them sit very well. So, well, yeah, let's start. A. Yeah, it's an A. B is only a B if bees have beaks on its face and a butt. C has a little tail. Odd, but cute. D is attached like many others. Odd. E I thought was W, and then I rotated it. You really don't think it's hard to tell until you start changing the orientations. F is the OG boy part of the mighty trifecta of power. Exodia, the Forbidden One. U, the second part of the Triforce. G, the mascot and final and full form of Exodia, Thug. H, last I checked, H isn't round, but sure, I guess. H. I am glad it's just 2 nubs. If you rotate it, it looks like a naked Magnemite. J, with the added thickness of the eye, reminds me of a weird fishing hook, or a small guy holding his fist up in retaliation. K looks like a little fishy. Very cute. L looks like it's yelling or just going, ah! You could even make it munch on things with its mouth. M is not the McDonald's arch. I've been lied to my entire American life. Copyrighted. N. Ah, I see, you gotta turn it. Okay, it's not a Z. Oh, if they could have somehow not connected the O to any point of the I, I would have loved that so much more. P. I didn't think P had a little tail on the top, so I guess it's a lowercase p. A little p. Q. Gotcha, most of these are lowercase, because this ain't Q. Tell me your secrets, Q. Oh no, it's stupid. R. A lowercase r with an eyeballed tumor stuck on it. S. We're recording this way after the fact because we just thought S was Z or N again. And we don't know the alphabet. S looks like a Bop It, as a plush. T reminds me of those helicopter toys with the water balloon on the bottom. Or a corkscrew for my wine. V, oddly enough, the eyes seem to help orientate the letter. So while V looks nothing like a V and more like a Q, the eyes tell me it goes like this, so it's a V. W, if you bend the limbs toward the middle one, it looks naughty. X is a good ninja throwing star replacement for young children. Y is another cute one that looks like a little demon, or like that one thing from Unenchanted. Z. See, I thought this was going to be a sideways N, but nope, it's like the galactic G logo without the inside stuff. A Game Boy Advance shape, or a cool Ferrari Speedster car steering wheel. How do you say exclamation point? Just, yeah. So, I like that the I is half closed. Like it's the excitement punctuation, but it's just like, meh. But I guess it's like, meh! Eh? Eh? Also meh, but this one's got a curvy body. Looks like G, but lowercase casual font. Funnily enough, if you make it Spanish and thus upside down, they are way more excited looking. Maybe it's excited that the video was finally over. Wow. Rude, unknown. I can't believe you. It's true though, so thanks so much for watching. Which Gen 2 Sitting Cutie is your favorite? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you on the next one.